Hi, it's Mandy and welcome back to my channel. This week for dinner, we made meals that were easy, affordable, and delicious for a family of 4. So stay tuned and let's get in the kitchen and let's get cooking. One of the first dinners we had this week was tacos. We're going to do a taco salad. I'm not going to go over how to make tacos because I think you guys know that. But I just browned up that 1 pound of turkey that I had. I added in some of my bag of whole kernel corn out of the freezer just to stretch it out and some taco seasoning. I then prepped up my lettuce and my tomatoes. I shredded up some cheddar cheese. I pulled out my tortilla chips and we were ready to have taco salad. So this is how I assembled my taco salad. I took some of the tortilla chips, I poured those into my bowl, and then I crushed them up. This is how I like to make my taco salads. You do you, but this is how I do my taco salads. So once I crushed up my tortilla chips, I put on the meat and corn mixture. After that, I added on some shredded cheddar cheese, and then I'm going to add on the fresh veggies. So I like to add on some green lettuce here. I just washed and chopped and dried these green lettuce leaves, and now I'm going to add on some tomato that I washed and chopped. And then I'm going to be adding on some sour cream because I cannot eat taco salad without sour cream. That's my favorite. So this is going to be dinner tonight. So here is my taco salad. It was delicious and I knew it would be delicious. This is one of my go-to meals. I love taco salad. I wanted to also share with you a very easy way to use up some things in your pantry or freezer. I have all these various bags of berries, and so I came up with 4 cups here of different berries that were in my freezer. I'm going to use them up and I'm going to make a cobbler. So what I did was I took these 4 cups of berries, I poured them, and they're frozen berries. I poured them into a saucepan, and then I added a cup of sugar, and I'm going to just cook these down, and this is going to make a berry and sugar sauce syrup, I guess you would say. And this is going to be what I make my cobbler with. So I have the oven preheated, and so I'm going to take 1 stick of butter. I'm going to put that into this dish, and I'm going to let that melt in the oven as I get my crust mixture ready. So I'm going to add this to the oven, and then we're going to mix up the crust. So for the crust mixture, it is an easy recipe. It's a 1-to-1-to-1. I'm going to take 1 cup of self-rising flour, and that's going to be the basis for my crust. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of milk. I'm going to give this a good stir to combine, and this is going to be my crust mixture. Once I have mixed up my crust mixture, I take my 1 stick of butter out of the oven. It is melted now, and now it's time to assemble the cobbler. So I'm going to take my berry mixture that I had reducing on the stove with a cup of sugar. I'm going to very easily pour that into the butter in the pan. You got to be easy because it will splash and it will burn. So I've got that poured into my dish, and now I'm going to add in the crust mixture, and this is going to go back in the oven for an additional 40 minutes. And here is my berry cobbler out of the oven. Just look at that beautiful crust with all those berries, and I've used up things out of my pantry and freezer, and this is a delicious dessert. My family loved this. It was definitely a great way to use up things in my freezer. All that would be better is if we had some whipped cream or some vanilla ice cream on top. This is definitely a family favorite. Tonight's meal, we are just going to make up some spaghetti. So I know that I bought the linguine, but I found that I had a little bit more than half a box of this fettuccine, so I'm going to use that up first. I have some tomato sauce, or pasta sauce. It's tomato, garlic, and basil. And then I have this ground turkey. So I just browned up my meat, added in my pasta sauce, boiled up my noodles, and we are going to have spaghetti tonight. So I had a little bit of lettuce left over from the taco salad night, and I had these veggies that I prepped up for snacking in the fridge. So we're going to put a salad on the side, and that's dinner tonight. So here are our plates. I just served mine with a side salad. This was delicious. It's an easy meal and it's an easy go-to, but it was good. And the last dinner for this week is some chicken pot pie. So I took 2 chicken breasts, I boiled them up on the stove, allowed them to cool so I could handle them, and now I'm going to be cutting the chicken up into chunks. I sprayed my 9x13 pan just so it wouldn't stick, and so I'm putting that chunked up chicken now into the bottom of my pan, and then I'm going to be adding in a bag of frozen peas and carrots. As far as the veggies go, the options are limitless. It's basically just what you have on hand and what you like. I happen to have this bag of peas and carrots, so that's what I'm going to use. You could use mixed vegetables. You could even dice up a potato and put in this to stretch this meal as well. I'm now going to be adding in a can of cream of chicken soup and a container of sour cream. This is my husband's recipe and it is delicious. I love the flavor that the sour cream gives the mixture, and the cream of chicken soup just kind of thins out the sour cream a bit. After adding the soup and the sour cream, I'm going to give this a stir, and then we're going to be ready to work on the pie crust. So don't forget to season, which I did, and so I had to go back and add the seasoning after I'd already mixed everything up. But just give everything a good mix. Add some salt and pepper. If you want to add other seasonings, by all means, add it. But I just kept this simple tonight. Once I had everything combined, I'm taking these 2 Pillsbury pie crust. I got this in the refrigerated dough section. You could certainly buy the frozen pie crust in the tins and use that. I just wanted to make this in a larger 9x13 casserole dish, so I bought these. So I'm just going to take them out of their wrapper. I have left these sitting on the counter the whole time that I was working on everything so that it would be very pliable. So I'm just taking this pie dough and I'm going to put each pie shell, which is not really a shell yet, it's just dough. But okay, so I'm going to put that on each side here of my casserole dish. And then I'm going to be cutting slits into it so that it can have some bubble room. And then I'm going to be placing this in a 350-degree oven. I'm going to start with 30 minutes. I don't want my pie crust to burn. So I'm going to start with 30 minutes. And if my pie crusts are still looking okay, I will cook it for an additional 15 minutes, which would be 45 minutes total. And here is the finished chicken pot pie out of the oven. It might not be beautiful, but it is going to be delicious. I'm sure of that. If you want it to be prettier, just buy the pie shells already in the tins. But this is going to be delicious. So those were our meals this week, and they were delicious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.